Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me here. I feel a bit displaced. I'm a silly designer. That's all I can do. And I draw world maps. These kind of maps I make. And I want to tell you something about it. Like, if you close your eyes, if you don't close your eyes, but if you think about the portrait of the world, which is a map of the world basically is, we all tend to think about the same stuff. That's why I don't have the image. So just project the world that you have in your head in front of you. In 95%, it's the same kind of imagery which will show up later. So it's either if you live in this part of the world, you have something like that, and if you live in Asia, you will have something like that. But if you look into this is stock. It's a stock image of the world. It's actually a sort of a porn idea of the world because there's no poles. And if you cut through the Bering Strait from Russia, America, which in fact is a political line, you cannot cut through water. So the water there, you will always cut land. So it's a sort of imaginary image. In fact, we sort of fumble around with the world until we get what we want, and that is having those countries that we find important or are politically important or historically important in the center, just like with painting. So I make, of course, there were different maps of the world, and this is a great attempt of the Peters projection, which was pushed by UNICEF in the 70s. It was in my classroom when I was a kid, showing true surface. So this is a true surface map. And this is an attempt from the fantastic architect Buckminster Fuller, who makes a discontinuous projection. And somehow discontinuous projections, we don't like that. We want to have one straight image. Although this here you could reshuffle them as well. Well, this is a map I made, which actually is based on Mercator projection, the thing you have in your head. And it shows here how intensely the distortion comes in the north and in the south, or here in the up and in the down. So this is Madagascar here, getting very big. This is an interrupted pastel projection. Forget about the words. I made these as lithography, so as prints in a way. And this is more about the graticule, so the game of parallels and meridians. This is in most maps. So here you see the poles coming more into the image, and that's a bit of a political theme, of course, because we don't project the poles. So, why do we care? If the poles would be inhabited, we would have imagery more like this, not like the kind of imagery as I showed at the start, because we wouldn't accept an area not to be on the. This is made by a pen plotter, by a hacked pen plotter, actually. These are three images of the world where it's surrounded by one world. So left, the golden thing around is China. In the middle, it's Germany, and on the right side, it's America. So it's a projection onto a cone in a way. You turn it upside down. These are some things that I mostly draw by hand, and here it's helped by a pen plotter, and the pen starts leaking when the coastline is more complex, like in Canada. Same thing, this is made with a hack pen plotter as well, and you see here in South America, the coastline is very complex, so the pen starts leaking, and yeah, I kind of like that. Sometimes I ask myself, why do I do this? Oh yeah, well, wait, 1 second before I answer this question. So we tend, another thing that I dislike is that we have this hierarchy between important cities and non-important cities, or non-important places. So this is, if you project, these are all, the title was not true, but these are unimportant cities with a K. Because I thought, let's just pick one, okay? Let's not try to decide whether, because on every city, on every map there is, New York will always be on, but there will be many cities in India which are bigger than New York that are not on the map. So there is a definite hierarchy in what you project on a map. And in fact, these dogmas of cartography, I try to turn around and show that there is more imagery of the world possible. Here, Australia is on the left side. There's one thing, I always make correct maps. So you can sail, you can fly, whatever. These maps are all correct. I don't go into Photoshop and steer. These are all projection methods. This is a complex amount of nodes. This is a map where the Netherlands, where I come from, on the left, is as big as it can get in any projection, in any turn, in any fuck around. But it's still a correct map, okay?